Some whales have teeth that can grow longer than a kitchen knife, packed edge to edge along a jaw strong enough to crush thick bone. Each tooth is smooth, curved, and pointed, almost like a row of small daggers lined up in a straight line. And yet, with all that sharp, dangerous hardware inside its mouth, this whale never once chews its food. That seems strange. Why grow a mouth full of blade-like teeth if you are not even going to use them to chew? Sharp teeth are supposed to be for cutting food into small pieces, right? So what are these teeth actually doing in there? Most people would guess these whales use their teeth just like we use ours, to bite down and chew food into small, easy-to-swallow bits. That seems like the obvious reason to have teeth at all. Sharp teeth for cutting, dull teeth for grinding, that is how most land animals work. But that guess is wrong. These whales cannot chew even if they wanted to. Their jaw only moves in one simple direction, straight up and down like a hinge on a door. It cannot slide side to side the way a human or a cow's jaw can. Without that sideways motion, there is no way to grind or chew food at all. So if chewing is impossible, the sharp teeth must be doing something else completely. Here is the real reason. These teeth are not built for cutting food into pieces. They are built for one single job, grabbing on and holding tight. When a whale like this catches a fish or a squid, it does not bite down and chew. It clamps its jaw shut around the prey and holds it firmly in place, the same way a pair of pliers grips onto something without cutting it apart. Once the prey is trapped and cannot escape, the whale simply swallows it, sometimes whole, sometimes in a few large gulps, but never in small, chewed-up pieces. This might sound risky. A fast, slippery fish should be able to wiggle free from almost any grip, especially underwater, where everything moves and slides so easily. But a whale's jaw muscles are extremely strong enough to hold prey firmly in place no matter how hard it struggles. Combined with rows of long, curved teeth pointing slightly backward toward the throat, escape becomes very difficult. Once caught between those curved points, a struggling fish tends to slide further inward with every movement rather than sliding back out. This explains why the teeth are shaped the way they are. A tooth built for gripping does not need flat edges or ridges for grinding. It needs to be smooth, curved, and pointed so it can sink in deep and hold on without breaking. That shape is much closer to a fishing hook or a small dagger than to a human tooth, and that is exactly the point, since the whale is not cutting anything at all. It is only holding on. There is a second detail that makes this system even more clever. Every time the whale closes its jaw, the top row of teeth and the bottom row rub gently against each other. Over years of biting down again and again, this constant rubbing slowly wears the tips into an even sharper point, almost like a knife being sharpened on a stone a tiny bit at a time. The whale never sharpens its teeth on purpose. It happens automatically, just from the normal act of catching food over and over for years at a time. This matters a lot over a long lifetime. A whale that lives for many decades needs teeth that can keep working just as well at an old age as they did when it was young. Teeth that are only used for gripping and never for grinding tough plant matter or bone tend to wear down much more slowly than teeth built for chewing. So the same simple design, smooth, curved, gripping teeth, also happens to be a design that naturally lasts for a very long time without needing much repair or replacement along the way. A closely related idea shows up in another kind of toothed whale that hunts deep in the dark ocean, far below where sunlight can reach. This whale has teeth only in its lower jaw, shaped almost like small cone-shaped spikes. It uses them the exact same way, gripping fast-moving squid in total darkness without ever needing to see the prey clearly first. In fact, some researchers believe these whales may barely need their teeth at all to catch food, since much of the actual capturing may come from strong suction created inside the mouth. The teeth may work mainly as a backup grip, just in case the prey tries to wriggle free. This same basic idea, teeth for gripping instead of chewing, is common outside the ocean too. Certain large reptiles that live near rivers and swamps also cannot chew their food. They use sharp teeth only to grab and hold prey, then swallow it in big pieces or violently shake it apart rather than cutting it neatly the way a knife would. Whales and these reptiles are not related to each other at all, but both ended up solving the same basic eating problem in a very similar way, since neither one has a jaw built for chewing. It is also worth remembering that not every whale even has teeth like this. Many of the largest whales in the ocean have no teeth at all. Instead of teeth, they have long, thin plates hanging from the roof of the mouth, used like a giant strainer to filter tiny food out of huge mouthfuls of seawater. So even within one single group of animals, evolution solved the same basic need, getting enough food, in two completely different ways. Some whales grip and swallow while others filter and strain. And neither method involves chewing at all. The difference usually comes down to what each whale eats. Whales that hunt large, fast prey, like fish or squid, generally need teeth, since gripping onto one big moving target works best with a strong, toothy jaw. Whales that instead feed on huge swarms of tiny creatures, far too small and far too many to catch one at a time, are better served by a giant built-in strainer than by any number of teeth. In both cases, the mouth is shaped around the meal, not the other way around. Zooming out, this whole story is a good reminder that teeth do not always mean the same thing across every animal. We often see sharp teeth and assume cutting or chewing because that is how our own mouths work. But in the ocean, a mouth full of blade-like teeth can just as easily mean something completely different. Not a knife for slicing, but a trap built for gripping tight and never letting go. So somewhere out in open water right now, a whale opens its jaw wide, revealing row after row of long, curved, pointed teeth. A moment later, the jaw snaps shut around a fast-moving fish, holding it firmly in place. There is no chewing, no biting into smaller bites, no slicing. Just one strong, sudden grip, and then, in a single motion, the whale swallows its meal whole and disappears back into the deep blue water.